if you were going to start a mastermind group today, how would you put people in? What would you do to select the participants? How would you go
That's
about
a
that?
that's an excellent question because as I mentioned, sometimes people would shop the group just when it was starting just to see if it resonated with them. So because I've been
Sure.
doing this a much longer time, I'm a lot more selective about the kind of people I want to invest in mine. So I would broach it with 4 to 6 people I know personally. Typically, I want people that are in sales because I'm in sales. Let's see, I'm trying to think. It could be men and women. It doesn't matter what sex or race or anything else about them. It's just people. In my case, is people that have see the opportunity in free enterprise, if that makes sense. And so we're no
Yes,
limit.
absolutely does.
So we're
Abs-
no limit,
s-
and it's got to be a value they support. So it takes a
Okay.
while. It's not something that happens in 1 or 2 weeks. It could be a month. And by the time you get the core group together, because you have to have people that are willing to commit to once a week. We're not asking, we had breakfast together and each person paid for their own breakfast, for example, but they've got to be committed. So some people, for example, would want to do it once a month or maybe once every 2 weeks. But there's something back to the accountability that says if we meet weekly, we know you're committed and you're going to be a participant with us. We don't charge for it. So if you think
Hmm.
about it, back to Napoleon Hill's work,
That's
one
interesting.
of the most
Yeah.
one of the most famous mastermind groups was, I think, Thomas Edison and Henry Ford and people like that. They were all in different industries, but they met regularly to discuss their goals together.
Yeah. And they actually ended up holding each other to their goals a little bit. But I guess what I'm wondering, because Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, who's another person, Carnegie, those
Right.
folks, they were at a certain skill level. Their level was the Warren Buffett level for today and higher. But when you were putting together a group, or if I'm going to involve myself in a group, so I look for people at my skill level, what I'm doing, and the
Well,
level that I'm at producing.
that's where I don't. This is why I don't want to sound class oriented, saying you got to be at a certain income level.
Yes,
There's a famous quote that says, "You'll be influenced by the 5 people that matter most in your life." And so I'll tell you a jokingly way and honest way. I was single for a long time. And all I was meeting was single people. So it's
yeah,
not always
yeah,
about
yeah.
class or income or education. It's what your aspiration is.
That's true, isn't it? It's aspiration, which vibrates. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So I want to just. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. I'm still a little bit stuck on this idea. And I need for you to coach me on this, because I can have people say they want the. My experience with mastermind groups has been a little bit negative. People who say they want to be involved in a mastermind group and they want to get there, half of the group has dropped off, like you said, by 4 or 5 or 6. But there's a certain percentage of them that are there to learn from me, to learn maybe where I'm at, or I'm there to learn from them. Maybe there's a certain level, but it's not a synergetic feel. That's why I was wondering if there's that synergetic where should we all be on the same level in our careers,
Part of
or
it
should it
is,
be
Glenn,
mixed
I
up?
think it's the choice of part of it is what we choose as the book to read, for example. So if we're thinking we're rich, the title alienates certain people, but it's a deep book
Sure.
too. It could be metaphysical, it could be religious, it could be time management, it could be any topic. That's where the synergy happens because people say, my need at this time is this. And they self
Mm,
align along those lines because it's a hot button for 'em. So you might, your
okay.
listeners and viewers might find this interesting. I was trained as a therapist, so this was whole new territory to me. But to think about accountability and self sufficiency and learning personal development over time.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So the core principle has to be there. Personal development, or this is the area I need to work in. As long as everybody is in agreement, it doesn't really matter what your income level is,
Yeah,
as long as you're in agreement that you want to grow to that. Yeah. Good. Love that. Love that.